Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it, and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, it is meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed, and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not savor that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. He is gone, and cometh out of the morning day. The glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hidden in secret places. The fire of the shall consume him. It shall go in with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God.
Yahawashi, Yahawah, Yahawashi.
Something serious,
I've been in and out of
Rawchaa.
You're not on yet, are you?
prioritize
You're not on
mental
it?
and emotional.
All right. So I want to elect Israel, to hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, foreign Israelites that look like the other nations. Gotta give all praise to Barak, Yahawah. Barak, Yahawah. Barak, Yahawah. Barak, Yahawah. Gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Give double honors to those and apostles, great millstone, led me to this truth, and ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live with fear, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, wrath to all those who are the elect and the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we call that number. Lord willing, be edified to those who fear the name of the Lord and strive to show forth the Lord's righteousness and place his best their abilities. And judgment always comes to light, 7:9, chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. It is unto a ring, 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. I'll come back and redo this video. Take it down yesterday, but I'm gonna post in the comment board video that I did yesterday on it, and we're gonna deal with this. Going over these precepts that I went over yesterday concerning this movie, and it's called Fatal, and it's about this Jake, and he's married to a Judite woman, and but they act like 2/3. They got a lot of money. and he lived his whole life, and thought he was successful, because of all the riches that he had. But you know what it says, about those people. It says, more of those who are rich, okay, they receive their consolation on this side, and what the wicked are going to receive is these intercontinental missiles. Okay, all the people, of our people that don't want to turn back to Yahawashi, come back to the ways of the Lord, after they take that Barak. Because why? Because they don't want to let go of that money. But this is also dealing with, things about how you want to be careful what kind of women, you deal with. You want someone to serve Yahawashi, right? So we're going to get in here. We're going to do some precepts. We're willing to all make it too long. Try to make this pretty quick. We'll get started on this. So I'll leave in the description, the comment board, a few videos that I have, and like I said, it's this movie right here. It's on Netflix. It's right here. So I guess it's not as new. Well, that's just a trailer, so it just came out. But they was planning on dropping it, about 3 years ago, supposedly. So, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna put in some precepts. This is Ecclesiasticus. I got some. Got to do the ones that I did yesterday, but I also got a little bit more than that. So we're gonna deal with. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 23. All right. So it says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So when you start to, when you get into this movie, it basically shows like, the reason why he received this wicked woman who, put him in this situation was because his deeds were wicked. He wasn't serving the Lord. He was serving his own belly, and that's what our people feel like. They feel like if they're successful on this side, they feel like that's, if I would say, they would think it's not wicked, okay, but it says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So we know, but anyways, we know that a woman is given a portion of a wicked man, so if you deal with a woman and she's wicked, you got to really check yourself, and see why is that woman coming around you, because a wicked woman is going to be attracted to a wicked man, basically what you're saying. So you want to, purge yourself from these things. Actually, how much lead you in righteousness. We set our elders and apostles above us for us to know the straight gate, and how to present ourselves to the flock, as living sacrifices. So, anyways, we're gonna get back to this. It says, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So, how do you receive a blessing from the Lord, which is a silent woman, a woman who listen to what you say, and take orders. That's how we're supposed to be, because we're basically the Lord's woman. So if he tells us to do something, we're not supposed to ask questions. We're supposed to do it. We can trust him. See? So, anyways, if you're a man who really does the Lord's going to give you a good woman, because why? Because he knows you're going to lead her down the path of righteousness. Not going to lead her in wickedness, because that's not where you're trying to go. Okay, now, I was blessed with a faithful woman of Yahawashi, and it's not saying that we're not going to go through things, go through struggles and whatnot, but anything with Yahawashi is possible. to overcome anything. So it's just something, brothers to pay attention to, and Lord willing is that. This is 1 Corinthians. Chapter 7, verse 28. And it reads, and if thou married, thou hast not sinned. So it's okay to get married. And we know that marriage, basically in the scriptures, is sleeping with a virgin. So there's not really a lot of holy marriages at this time, But what's important is a hopeful lady. She comes back to the truth and she asks for repentance. Then if she doesn't have a man, then she's able to marry. She's able to marry a man of Yahawashi and Rawchaa. And that's really what the true purpose of a hopeful lady woman would be, to want to serve her man. That's their portion. And the ministry is how they aid. It's how they aid the ministry. They look after Yahawashi and Rawchaa as men by tending to be a pillar of rest, right? So it says it's not a sin, but it says some other things we're going to deal with. And if a virgin married, she had not sinned, nevertheless shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. So people have problems. We're going to go through situations, but we're supposed to go through stuff because it said we must go through much tribulation to enter the kingdom of the Most High, which is in Acts chapter 14, verse 42. So we're gonna go through stuff. Like if you don't go through stuff, how you gonna be ready for Jacob's trouble? There's gonna be a lot of things that happen at that time. So verse 29, but this I say, brethren, the time is short, right? We know we're almost out of time. It means that both they that have wives be as though they had none. See, you can have more than one wife. It says wives, But when it talks about that, when it means be as though they had none, it means don't put anything first before this ministry and the brotherhood. You're gonna want to tend to your wife, especially if she's an honorable wife of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Serving him by serving you. Of course, you're gonna want to spend time with her. Of course, you're gonna want to do things for her. But the ministry comes first. Because if you don't do what the brotherhood tells you to do, honor the brotherhood, respect Yahawashi and Yahawashi, you're not gonna be able to be worthy to be able to escape, on the chariots. You won't be in that time to enter into thy chambers. And that's what we all want for our wives and our children and people around us that we care about. Some in our immediate family, we know that they don't believe in the truth, but we pray to the Lord that they do. So why? So they have a chance to escape this destruction coming, right? That's why we warn our people every day. So, be as though I had none. So don't let it get in front of the ministry. That's why if you have an extra wife, you got 2, 3 wives, it's hard to stay with the ministry and also tend to all those women. So that's gonna be tough. And especially if you have women that aren't serving Yahawashi and Rawchaa. Because it says your woman could still get saved, even though she's not a believer, but that's a scary thing to do. It's a very serious situation to put yourself in. If you're dealing with a woman that doesn't obey Yahawashi and Rawchaa, because they can start getting you to go off. Just like King Solomon, who we all know in the spirit, some new people come across, you may not know, but as soon as you come around, if you stick around in the truth, you'll find out through the spirit that King Solomon was Yahawashi, and he came back and he had 700 wives, 300 concubines, but all those women turned his heart away, his mind. He started worshiping the false gods, But if you with a woman that loves Yahawashi and Rawchaa and she's to obey, the commandments and is well instructed, then there's a more than likely chance that it's not going to be a bad relationship. It's going to come out as something that it's meant to glorify Yahawashi and Rawchaa. So if you get with a woman, make sure it's for that, and you can't go wrong. So anyways, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, right? We'll keep reading a little bit. It says, and they that use this world as not abusing it. Why? Because they're not, we're not doing it to stay here. We're in the flesh, so we gotta live here, But we're not abusing. Well, the fashion of this world passes away, so we're not getting too attached to anything here. We know that it's all gonna go. We know that this is all gonna be taken. So why even as something super valued, it's supposed to be like a nice throwaway, basically. And why does it say like back here in this last verse? I said, they rejoice and like they rejoice not, and they buy as though they possess not and whatnot. Because why? Because right here, when it says in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. And it reads, let's lock in. This is Proverbs. Sit down, girl. Proverbs chapter 6. 32. And it reads, but hold on. No, it's Isaiah. I'm going a little too far, so we gotta go back to Isaiah. Before I pull that up. It's Isaiah 65 verse 17. This is why we're not supposed to get attached to anything, because we're not going to even remember this stuff. Right? So Isaiah 65:17, for behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. See? So we know that these things are going to be forgotten. The kingdom is going to be so beautiful. There's going to be no remembrance of this place. We're just going to be living out our lives in righteousness. As immortal beings. Lord willing. We're part of that number that make it out on this side. Because the 2/3 will get to come back into the kingdom. But the fact is that they're going to come back in. They're not going to have no division. And, they're going to come in as the children of the elect. So Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacking understanding. See, so what's committing adultery? Laying with a woman that has a husband already. Or, it could be laying with a woman that she might not be dealing with him. They might have broke up or whatever, but if he's still alive, okay, then she's still committed to serve him. She's supposed to serve him, okay, and not leave him. But if that man is not dead and she leaves to go sleep with another man, she's committed adultery, and that man is also committed adultery because that's still basically that guy's wife. See, so you got to be careful which woman you dealing with. Some of them won't even tell you. So, but whoso commit adultery with a woman lack of understanding, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. See, so it's not no good for man to deal with women that's not theirs. And in those days, you were put to death if you were caught committing adultery. And those things were to keep people from being wicked. But now they got it to where it's promoted and songs and whatnot. People do it to get away with it. You got women, being careless, right? So Mark chapter 10, verse 12, and if a woman shall put away her husband, right? Well, I want to start at 11. This is Yahawashi speaking. This is Mark chapter 10, verse 11, and he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committed adultery against her. See? So we're not supposed to put away our wives either. When we get a wife, you got to keep that wife. You got to keep her, tend to her, make sure she's good. And that's why it talks about, you want to be careful having too many wives because you're going to have no time to do ministry. Okay? Because you're going to have to take care of your wives. So, just like it says for the elders to only have one, it's good to follow in the elders and apostles' footsteps, and keep it simple. Too many women right now it will be a tough thing for us, especially us in our captivity. We can barely, afford things on our own. So Mark chapter 10, verse 12, and if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery, right? So it goes both ways. See? So you're not supposed to put each other away. So I don't want to go that far. We're gonna go over to Romans chapter 7, verse 3. Because a woman who humbles herself and comes under submission to Yahawah and serves the man, that could be a big help to the ministry because it helps that man be able to be more presentable and be able to do things, be able to get things done she's at the house doing what she got to do, taking care of the house and executing what. So when he gets home, he ain't got to do laundry, he ain't got to cook, he ain't got to do all that. He can just go ahead, eat, get into the lesson, spend some time with your rib and get back to what you're doing. So it's a good thing to be in order, and that's the Lord's order, But a lot of women there, just like in that movie, his wife had her own business, she had her own money and had her own career, and that's what separated them. She had too much freedom, okay? It ended up being a bad deal for that marriage. So Romans chapter 7, verse 3. So then while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adultery. See, so while her husband liveth, right? So she can't get with nobody else if it don't work out. That's how it is. But if her husband be dead, right, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. So that's the stipulations of that kind of situation, So if he passes and she goes to mourn for a certain amount of time, and then she gets with somebody else, that's okay to do that. But with men, if you can have as many wives as you want, as long as they they not bound to another man. But you don't want a woman that's not serving Yahawashi anyway. It's not a good look. It's more than likely it's not going to work out, especially if you come into the truth. A lot of them end up, leaving men and all that. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. All right, and it reads, I find more bitter the death of woman. This is talking about the wicked woman. It's not talking about the OK-LA-Homa women who repented, came back to Yahawashi outside. It's talking about those women who are in that two-thirds lot, 2/3 of our people who are still chasing the bag, right? Whose heart, which is their mind, is snares and nets. See, they traps. And a lot of women, they trap men by child support, all that kind of stuff, got them doing all that, and it's a trap, man. They and that's why I said don't get with a woman for her beauty, because she'll trap you with the makeup, and she'll be looking good, and now you're going through all types of hell with this woman 3-4 years later because she wasn't a righteous woman, okay? But they're deceptive, so that'll make you think this is something that you want, and then later on you're like, oh man, what did I do? What did I do with this woman for? And that happens to a lot of relationships in America, Babylon, and Great, So we got to be careful who we're dealing with and be able to read their spirits, Because us as Jacob, especially the men, the Lord has given some of us gifts to be able to read women before it happens, And you got to test these women, But a good way to know is that they're not serving Yahawashi outside. More than likely they will, So in her hands is bands, so please if the Most High shall escape from her. See, how will he escape her? Because she won't even be attracted to him. And he'll be able to read her. A righteous man is hoping for a righteous woman. We ain't looking for a righteous woman, but he said don't look. He said just to do the work, and stay abiding in Yahawashi outside. And he'll give you a woman. He'll send you a woman. And I had faith in that, and that's what he did for me. So, and I'm not saying that it's gonna happen to everybody. Some people he might be like, well, I got you in your lots and I have one, because you might have something bigger you gotta do. So sometimes you just gotta obey, even though you don't understand why. And the Lord, if you obeying and just doing it, man, he'll do some things. Okay, he'll do some things, and it'll change your life. And make it a lot more honorable life, and more. It'll still be tough, but you'll see through that all that trouble that you're going through, it won't be for nothing. And that's how it was in that song, that Maxwell song. It was for nothing. All that stuff he did with that woman was for nothing, right? So, but the sinner shall be taken by her. See, what does it say? A wicked woman is a portion to a wicked man. And so, if you're a simple man, you're gonna attract simple people, and they're gonna come around you. So this is verse 27. And it reads, behold, this I have found, saith the preacher, accounting one by one to find out the account. Account of what? This right here, verse 28, yeah. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not one man among 1,000 I have found, but a woman among all these I have not found. See? And what he's saying is basically women were set up to serve their husbands. Okay, they're not the leaders. They're not supposed to lead. That's the man's job. We're supposed to lead. You know, but and among one man, among 1,000 men, only one of them was going to serve you. How about you, Yahawashi? See? So there's not going to be too many people that are found in this truth. You're going to see more people despising the truth. Okay, right? So we're not in this for the masses. We're in this for the very few. Just like I said in 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 1, he said, "This world be made for many, but the next to come for few." You know. So 1 Timothy. This was my last precept that I had yesterday. Now I got some more after this that I want to deal with. So 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. And it reads, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection," right? So a woman's supposed to learn from the man when it comes to this doctrine, when it comes to these things. Now, I don't mean, you know, if your woman tries to say, "Hey, you know, I have a question," or maybe have some advice, I don't mean you can't pay attention to that, but when it comes down to it, you got the final decision. Okay, you're the one to make the final say so, and in everything, you know, if she's supposed to trust you, then follow. If she's butting up against you and stuff, that shows you the portion of a wicked woman, because real women want to serve their man. That's what they're meant for. That's what they're meant for, to serve their man. So now we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30. But this place is all about women worship, so they're like in this mindset of thinking like they're the prize or something. We're not the prize. We're the prize, okay? Because we're the only way that, you know, those men. It said a man of the Lord will be a hiding place basically from the winds, which is that nuclear destruction. Okay, so there ain't no way you getting out of here without, you know, a hopeful elect man, you know, which we hope to be part of the elect when that time comes. So Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30, "Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain," right? "But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised." See? So it's a difference. You know, you got these people, these women, their favoritism and feminism, and people worshiping them just because they look good. That's all vain. Eventually, that's going to go away. You don't want to get with a woman just off of beauty. Now, I'm not saying we don't want a beautiful woman, yeah, but you got to look at the beauty and the spirit. If they don't have a beautiful spirit, you're really getting with, you know, vain and deceit, right? But it said, "A woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised." And that's the kind of woman that we want to, you know, get, a virtuous woman. That's the woman that we're looking for, you know. But, you know, in a sense, you know, it says, "He that finds his wife to be blessed." You know, we're not supposed to look for him right now, you know, and we're supposed to stick on the ministry, but it's really no lot to have one the Lord will give you. So don't worry about it. Whether you get it or not, we're going to have plenty of wives in the kingdom, you know, and they're all going to be virtuous, they're all going to be virgins. But if you do get one on this side, it's a blessing, you know. So, but it's not the most expedient thing. But that doesn't mean that us in this flesh, we don't want. Who wouldn't want a good woman who take care of things around the house while they're going out and working, and, you know, have somebody to be a pillar of rest to, you know? That's nothing wrong with that. So Titus chapter 2, verse 3 says, "The aged woman likewise, that they let me go back to verse 2. So it reads, let's go right here. Let's start at 1. So, but I speak thou these things which become sound doctrine," right? We just have sound doctrine in us, which is what the elders and apostles regularly taught us. Verse 2, "That the aged men be sober." And it doesn't mean you can't have a drink or whatever it means, but like being sober is like knowing what time you in, knowing that we at the end, you know. But it also says don't be a drunkard, so if you do drink, be moderate, right? So be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, knowing these doctrines, knowing the scriptures, studying, and charity and patience. Seeing what's charity? This work, us doing these lessons every day. And patience in what? The people who, you know, are still coming into the truth, trying to get to know things, gotta have patience with those people, man. That's what the Lord tells us to do. Verse 3, "The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving them much wine." See, they not supposed to drink that much wine now. They didn't say they can't drink wine either, but they're not supposed to be giving to a lot of it. Just like us. Teachers of good things, but who can they teach? They can teach who? We'll read it. "That they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husband, to love their children." See? To be discreet. See? A lot of women in America back on the very discreet. They on TikTok and take pictures of themselves and all on Facebook and they're not really trying to hide themselves. They want attention. Okay, and as a woman, as a hopeful elect woman, not a hopeful elect, all the hopeful elect women, they don't want attention. They just want to serve their husband and stay discreet, stay hidden. Because why? Because the world is going to get very, very dangerous. You don't want to know too many people. You want to just be around your husband, and you got maybe a couple of other sisters you talk to. Hey, keep it at that, right? So discreet, chaste, keep us at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, obedient that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. See, so a woman not serving her husband right and doing other things that she's not supposed to be doing, that's blaspheming the name of the Most High. That's why a lot of women will be destroyed, because they don't understand that this feminism is wickedness, man. I'm talking about I'm a woman, I can do whatever I want, I got wisdom. No, he made men upright. Okay, women are their nature is more, wicked than men. Whether you want to believe it or not, they have this deceptiveness, okay? Because they're the ones who, when the serpent beguiled them, convinced them to go into all these other philosophies, they did so, and they learned a lot of things. And then Adam went right behind them, but we know that was the setup. It was meant to happen. But that's why the woman had to go through childbearing and stuff because of that. Okay? But this is the Lord's setup. This is the blueprint how he wanted things to be. We don't make the rules, we just hit it. Tell our people how to do them. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. See? It's not the other way around. We're supposed to submit to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, because we're his wife. See? It's a system. And if you do the system, you can't go wrong, right? So verse 23, for the husband is the head of the wife. See? Even as the Mashiach is the head of the church. See? And he is the savior of the body. So we have to be in order. Okay? We have to be in order to be able to be considered as someone who, wants to be a part of the hopeful elect and, Lord willing, come into the fold at a time. Okay? Because we all want to, the ones that really trust in what GMS is saying, why would you not want to be in GMS? Why would you not want to go around the brotherhood? Why would you not want to be around them? Because they're the ones who have all the knowledge. It would make sense. So verse 24, therefore, as the church is subject unto Mashiach, she's supposed to be subject, right? We're supposed to be useful. So let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. See? Everything. All situations. So he's back over here. Salaki.
And O'Malley.
All right. So now we're going to get back over here to Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. I just got a couple more precepts and I'll be done. So Proverbs. I was supposed to just do a part 2, but they took out the video. So, it's going to be a little bit longer. I kind of wanted to go over some end time topics, but I'll be doing that later tonight, Lord willing. I found that was very interesting. So, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1, every wise woman buildeth her house. See, and how do you build your house? By taking care of your husband, executing things that he knows that he's done around the house, things like that. Serving. Right? But a foolish plucketh it down with her hands. So you got some women that destroy their own relationship, just destroy everything, and then blame it on the man, and then put them on the child support, man. You gotta be careful with these women, man. They're very wicked, they're very deceitful. But a wicked woman is meant to show you what a righteous woman acts like. Because a righteous woman, you don't know. They're gonna have their hair wrapped. They're not gonna be doing the same things that other women are doing. They're gonna know how to knit. They're gonna know how to do certain things. Cook, whatever. They're gonna be useful to their husband because they know that their husband is the only thing that's gonna protect them in that day. Because women are the weaker vessel. It's our job to protect our women. You know what I mean? But before that comes the brotherhood. But if you protect the brotherhood, you give the brotherhood everything you got. You don't think the Lord gonna take care of you and your wife? You in order. Why would he not do that? Even through death, you don't think he's gonna reward you and your wife for being faithful and doing what he said do? Yeah, he's gonna take care of you. So Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. See? So if you would attain a woman on this side that is silent, and it doesn't mean that she can't talk, but just like silent, like more, more, earn to listen than to swiftly speak, Now, of course, you tell your wife, I want to hear what you want to say. Tell me what you really feel like, and you can guide her from there. But you want a woman that, you're gentle with her because why? Because if you're not gentle with her, she's going to be afraid to tell you things. So you got to be gentle with her and be like, hey, tell me what's going on, and I'm going to tell you how Yahawashi and Yahawashi wants to conduct ourselves in this situation. And that's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be following Yahawashi and Yahawashi together, and that's a relationship that you want if you get in one of this time. Hey, talk is just about us, okay? The Lord is doing things in the earth. He's bringing together the people who believe, and He's separating the ones who don't. He's sifting them. He's sifting everybody out who doesn't want to take this serious. So a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing much as worth as nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. And how did that woman have to be instructed? How could you be able to spot out a hopeful elect lady? Well, she listens to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and she does what they say do without question. And that's for the ones that have not got a husband yet. Once you get your husband, you listen to him. And that's the thing. Make sure that when you take your shot at that man, you got to really pray to Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Watch his works. And you get in there and be ready to go into death with him, because that's what this is. It's serious. This is a serious thing. Because how you treat your man, some men, they fell out of the truth over women, okay? So if you a hopeful elect woman, and you go into the truth and you make it hard for your man, and he ends up getting mad or whatever and fall out the truth, then damn, now you in shit. Like, you want to make it as easy as possible on your man, and if you do that for your man, if he's a man fears the Lord, he's gonna do good for you too. Why would he not do that? We love our women, We're not wicked men. We got things we deal with, but we still love the Lord, So Proverbs chapter 11, verse 16, a gracious woman retaineth honor, and a strong man retain riches. And what's those riches? His knowledge, okay? Money's a defense, yeah, but this is talking about spiritual knowledge. So we're supposed to be gaining these riches in this time, We're supposed to retain riches and also, retain provision that we can here to do what? Feed our wives and our children. Because it said a man who doesn't take care of his own household is an infidel to the Most High. That don't mean that, if you don't make a lot of money, you do what you can. That don't mean that. It's talking about if you just, if you ain't ever done nothing, for your people. And it's really talking about the house of David when it really comes down to it, And we'll talk about that. We're talking about the brotherhood, That's our family too. And if we don't take care of our family, then what? We're an infidel, might as well throw out the faith. We gotta care for our brothers. How you care for your brothers is a reflection on showing how you care for your family. Because it's the same thing. So Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. So there's some women out there who just straight doing wickedness and don't even care. Don't even feel sorry for it. And that's how this woman was in this movie. She was doing all this wickedness and didn't care, man. All the women in this movie, when you go watch that movie, Fatale, man, it's just a bunch of wicked women. Just being wicked and not even caring about it. So now we're going to do Colossians. We'll do Colossians chapter 3, verse 18. I got one more precept after this. Colossians chapter 3, verse 18. And it reads, wives, submit yourself to your own husbands as it is fit in the Lord. Simple, plain simple. It's all throughout the scriptures. Submit yourselves to a man of Yahawashi. That's their job, man. And if they do that job, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing because that brings that man a lot of strength, a lot of confidence, brings him a lot of humbleness, and it actually brings him a stronger determination and will. You know, women are to, that's where our pride is. It's in our woman. You know, if our woman's a righteous woman, we look at that as honorable, respectable. We want a good woman. We men. I don't know any man who wouldn't be okay with having an amazing woman by their side, serves them with everything they got. It's just that's what what's hopeful for me. You got something that maybe don't want to deal with them. But you telling me if a woman comes to him and says, "How about I told you to serve you," and they prove themselves, you don't think he wouldn't take that woman? Yeah, he gonna take that. If it's the will of the Lord. So verse 4, they that may teach the young woman to be so hold on. Yeah, I already put that in. You already got that. Y'all read it earlier. I was gonna save it to a little bit later, but I already read it. So now we I done went all over the topics that I wanted to go over. So that's it. I tried to make this a little quick video, and Lord will edify to you aquas out there in the Aki. If you're gonna get into a relationship, make sure it's to serve Yahawashi and Rawchaa, nothing else. And, you can't go wrong. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna still be a tough relationship, but it won't be y'all fighting against each other. It'll be you fighting to everybody else, new persons. But you'll have a brother, things like that. So this Lord will know that about to the flock, Shalom, to elect the big girls, to the whole elected Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. I give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. We want to give double honors to the elders and apostles for those don't think it's tribute. They ain't gonna know to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth, with righteousness, and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect. Lord, will be part of that number. Lord, will be edifying those who pray in the name of the Lord and strive and so forth the Lord's righteousness. And mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, the hopeful elect. Lord, will be part of that number. Lord, will is edifying to those who pray in the name of the Lord and strive and so forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. The judgment always comes to light, second 3 verse 5, it's not slack. Second Peter says 3 verse 9, it's unto a ring. Second Peter chapter 5 verse 42. Water for everybody who tuning in. Yahawashi, Rawchaa, Barak, ball. Lord will be out of here soon. And we can get back home. We all vexed with this place. We ready to be free. So shalom. All y'all out there, shalom.